Hi everyone! For today's video, I just wanted to sit down and do my makeup. I have some newer products in my collection that I'm very excited about. Like, I was not expecting to feel this way about these products. And I have some products sitting in front of me that are quite a bit older in my collection. For example, my Daniel Sandler liquid cheek color in Hot Toddy. I saw this in my collection and I was like, oh my gosh, I used to wear this all the time last year and I want to see how I feel about it now. I also have some products that I've been wanting to mix together to see how I feel about how those products work together. So yeah, did a little shopping my stash, pulled some newer products that I'm really excited about, and let's get into today's video. I really want to do a full face of Pure Cosmetics soon, but I want to see how I feel about their tinted moisturizer and the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. I have the tinted moisturizer in the shade MG5, and then I have the Love Your Selfie foundation in TG1. I have almost 50-50 of each. The two products are polar opposites. I'm kind of expecting the Love Your Selfie foundation to add a lot of coverage here. The tinted moisturizer is like almost a barely there coverage. It's very light. I barely used half of what was on my hand, so that was a lot of product. I'm going to blend it out with a sponge. Oh wow, this is looking so pretty. I love mixing together products, especially a full coverage foundation and a tinted moisturizer. I feel like they usually complement each other really well, kind of bringing in the more natural look of the tinted moisturizer and then the flawless, long-lasting wear of a full coverage foundation. Oh, I really love how the mixture of those two foundations or just face products are sitting on my skin. That was a lot of product wasted. I feel like I could have covered a whole second face with that. So maybe next time I'll try and use a lot less, but I love that. That looks so good. The concealer I'm going in with today is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I'm going to go in with 5.5. I think that that one will match me the best. This is a brand new tube of concealer. I recently tossed my old Revealer concealers because they smell kind of funny, and Kosas sent over some backups of like some of their best sellers, I think. So I got new bottles of these and I was just like, all right, let me get rid of the old one. I've been kind of like not wanting to put it on my skin because it's been smelling funny. I know that Kosas is more of a clean brand, but I do find that their products kind of go bad a bit quicker than other makeup, which, you know, could be definitely because they are more clean. They might not use, you know, a lot of chemicals in their products that preserve makeup. But that does kind of suck. Like, all of my cream blushes that I have from Kosas, I think I need to toss because they are just not smelling right and feeling right. But I've had them for so long, like those cream blushes I've had for seriously such a long time. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that, you know, the cream products in your collection do go bad eventually. I always liked the Revealer Concealer from Kosas though, so I'm excited to play with a new bottle of it. The base is looking so good. I'm really excited to see how the foundation and tinted moisturizer wear together, and I'm excited to see how the Kosas concealer is working with all of those products as well. I'm going in with my Anastasia Brow Freeze. I am almost done with my NYX brow glue, and I am actually compiling a list of holy grail products. Like, once I finish up all of the products in that particular category, I'm going to be repurchasing one holy grail product, and the NYX brow glue, oh my goodness, it is a holy grail product for me. I've tried so many of these types of products in my brows, and the NYX brow glue, it does it. It really gets the job done. I think that the Anastasia Brow Freeze is nice in the fact that it does not get flaky and crumbly all in the brows like other kind of brow glues or just like brow products in that type of category, but the hold is not as good as the NYX brow glue. I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow primer now using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I was going through my eyeshadow palettes and it's been a really long time since I've used the pure collaboration with rawbeautykristi. This palette is super nice and I wish that I wore it more often. So that is one side of the palette, and then this is the other side. This was a limited edition palette, so unfortunately you can't buy it now, but I know that this palette sold out, I'm pretty sure twice. So there are definitely plenty of you who have this palette at home, or maybe have shades that would look similar to this. And then I also pulled out my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow palette. So I have the #1 eyeshadow palette here, and then on the other side I have #5. And I didn't even think that I took out 2 eyeshadow palettes that were double-sided. I did not think about that. I feel like both of these sides complement each other really well, and I was kind of not wanting to do a super neutral look, but I do think I can have fun with some of those peachy shades. This is like one of my new favorite things. It is a color switch. I have the little mini one, and yeah, it's just been my new favorite thing. I love mixing my little brush around and getting the color off of it. The first color I'm going to go in with is from the rawbeautykristi palette, and it's in the shade Copper Boxes. Oh, why is it going on like that? Maybe this palette is not what I remember. This eye is looking really funky. I'm going to go in with that peachy shade right there. It just does it. I'm taking it on a smaller brush, and this is going to be like the majority of the eyeshadow, I think, because I really like this shade. I've also never used it before. It was completely untouched. Just kind of put Copper Boxes down as like a transition base. I ended up going on a lot deeper than I thought. I'm gonna wipe that brush off a little bit, and I'm going in with that peachy shade from the Fenty Beauty palette. It's just a little lighter, and oh, I guess we are just putting it all over the eyelid. The combination of all these colors is looking really nice, but that's literally just what's going on in my eye. It's just like layering all of these colors. I think that it looks really good, but yeah, there was no technique going on at all on these eyelids. I'm going to go in with this beautiful shimmery shade from that #5 palette from Fenty. And I'm taking it on a really flat eyeshadow brush, and I am pressing that into the eyelid. I don't want to do like a cut crease. It's obviously not going to be a cut crease. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see what it looks like a little bit more defined. I'm using my fluffy eyeshadow brush. I don't like how those more stiff eyeshadow brushes apply color. This is looking so spring, summer. I guess it doesn't really matter, but this is like so blossomy. Going in with It Just Does It again. I want to deepen up that crease. I'm going to go in with this light shade from that Fenty Beauty palette, and I'm going over the top of the crease with it. I like doing this to kind of clean up the area a bit. I'm going in with this shade B, this one right here. Maybe I'll mix You're Not My Real Dad in with B, but I'm just going to be lining my lash line, trying to make the lash line appear just a little bit fuller. Going to dip a very small blending brush into B and Copper Boxes, just kind of getting it on there, and I wanted to smoke out this line just a little bit more, but I didn't want to add more color into like the crease or anything. I'm just smoking it out a little bit on the lash line. Because I love sparkle, I'm going in with my Bodyography Little Press Glitter eyeshadow in Celestial. Just going to take it on that same brush that I had that shimmery shade all over the lid, and I'm going to be pressing it on top of just the shimmery part. I just love, yeah, it just adds something extra Before I go in with mascara, I'm just going to fill in the rest of my brows. I'm just using my little NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I'm going in with my Kosas The Big Clean Mascara. This mascara is shockingly good. Shockingly good. I can apply like just a couple of swipes of mascara and my lashes will be looking great. So yeah, been a big fan of this mascara lately. You can really build the product up. There are definitely a couple of things that I want to look out for with this mascara though. I sometimes think that my eyes feel quite dry toward the end of the day whenever I wear this mascara, which is pretty common with different types of mascaras. And so far so good with, you know, like removing the mascara at the end of the day, because that's a huge thing for me too. But yeah, I just want to keep paying attention to those two things because I don't have a solid opinion on those two things yet with this mascara, but it's looking good, looking super good. I'm going to go in with my Daniel Sandler Watercolor Liquid Cheek color in the shade Hot Toddy. I used to use this all the time for bronzer, so I'm excited to see how I feel about it right now. It's been quite a while since I went in with this product. It's so pretty. It kind of reminds me of a liquid version of the Tower 28 bronzer, you know, because it has like a little bit of gold reflex throughout it, and it is just really pretty. I am trying to spread out the product. I applied a lot. The eyes look so good. You know what these really remind me of? Like airbrush liquid makeup. Like a version of airbrush makeup but in liquid form. When I was in high school, I had a little makeup blog, and I remember asking my parents for an airbrush makeup set, and I used it not often, but I liked it. And I also remember doing my friend's makeup for like prom or like homecoming maybe, and using the airbrush kit on them. Like, how fancy. This is gorgeous. That applied so gorgeous. I did not, like, what is up with me today and just using so much product? I did not need that much on the back of my hand. Way excited to share these next products with you guys. So the brand Minori reached out to me. How gorgeous is this packaging? I've just used these a few times and I already know that they're going to be like huge favorites of mine. So they sent over one of their lip glosses in the shade Cozy, and it is just so pretty. It's like a pinky brown nude with gold shimmer throughout it. Like, again, who wouldn't want that? It matches my eyes so well right now, actually. They also have a highlighter. I have mine in the shade Champagne. The only thing about this packaging that is not functional for me is that I cannot use my fingers. My nails are too long to like get my finger comfortably in the packaging. So I do, you know, that is a little upsetting, but it's not the end of the world. And then they sent over two of their blush shades. I have this one in Orchid, which I've worn a couple of times now, and the shade is just so gorgeous. And then the other one is in Scarlet, and I have not used this one yet, but I do think that would actually look really quite nice with our eye look today. So I think I'm gonna go in with Scarlet. I'm going to use my shortest, even with my shortest nail, I still got a little bit of product on the nail. But I do just want to swatch Orchid for you guys. These go on so nicely and smooth, and they look really great on the cheeks. Like really smooth and pretty and healthy. I'm just such a huge fan of them. So yeah, I have not used Scarlet yet, but I think that Scarlet would look really pretty with the eye look that we have going on right now. I'm really excited to see what this color looks like. Oh yeah. My goodness, so pretty. The way that the product looks on the cheeks is so nice. I've also been using these before like I stream on Twitch, and I feel like the blush shows up really well and very nice on camera. And I'm loving the skin too. I'm really happy with the way that that foundation mixed with the tinted moisturizer. Dang, this is a good look. I finally have a use for this tiny makeup sponge. This was from the e.l.f. Chipotle collection. It came with the little avocado sponge. It's supposed to be the little pit, but I finally have a use for it, and I'm going to use it for my highlighter. This is how I applied it the other day, and I was like, okay, yes, I finally have a use for this little sponge. And the sponge is going to be getting used because this highlighter, you guys, is so gorgeous. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. And really nice and reflective, but super natural. Like, I don't think that there's any traceable shimmer in this. It's just all glow. I just really wish that the packaging was just a little bit lower so I could use my fingers. To prep my lips for that gloss, I'm going to go in with a little bit of lip liner. I'm using the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Sugar and Spice. And now I'm going in with the Minori gloss in the shade Cozy. These remind me of like a strawberry lemonade candy. It's so pretty. And it's such a nice lip shade too. And they're so smooth. Like, not overly sticky at all. You cannot feel the shimmer. I love the doe foot applicator as well. It's like a great point and lip shape. Now the applicator is just golden. I do want to add just a little bit of like under eye something, so I'm going in with that shade from the Fenty Beauty palette, the number 5 palette. My nails are chipped. I do apologize. Going in a little bit with the color underneath. I'm going in with this powder from Pure Minerals, and I'm just going to do like a light dusting all over the face. I really don't think that I'm going to need too much powder. I think that the longevity of that foundation is really going to work in my favor for my face. That's just a prediction. I don't know, but I just have a good feeling about it. And then before I go in with a little bit of setting powder, I do just want to add a touch more blush. I love blush so much, so just adding a little bit more of Scarlet. Taking my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. That is the completed look. Super duper loving it. I had no idea what I was going to be doing today, but I love the eyes. I think that the eyes are gorgeous. I love that the eyes, lips, and cheeks, they just go so well together. I think if the lip had just like a little bit more peach or orange in it, it would really be feeling like a monochromatic look, but even so, it just looks so good. Really happy with how this makeup came out. I'm excited to see what the foundation and the tinted moisturizer feel like and look like throughout the day. But that is going to be it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.